This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
I'm Nyarly.
And what's today, Will?
Today is a Manic Monday.
And before we get into our topics, Nyarly, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody about your channel?
What's up, guys? I'm Nyarly. I am a YouTuber, and on my channel, I do videos about Persona and Megami Tensei. I do videos like I do challenge runs and trivia and sometimes podcasts and stuff like that. But more recently, I've also been branching out into doing reviews. So yeah, just if you're a big fan of Persona or Megaten, or you want to get to know the franchise better, be sure to check out my channel.
Absolutely. I've been subscribed for a little while now, and I'm not on the CHRILLCAST. The CHRILLCAST is subscribed to it, but on my own personal channel, I've been subscribed for a little while. It's got some cool stuff. Definitely go check them out. So, Will, what's the first quick topic?
All right, so there's possibly a remake or a remaster for the Mass Effect trilogy coming out.
That'd be really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally for it. A remaster or a remake. I think I would more readily take a remaster just because I don't trust EA.
Correct. Yeah.
But I'd rather, a touch-up would be amazing on current gen systems, and have maybe like declunkify. What is that? What is the vehicle in the first game? I can't even think it's called. It's terrible.
Yeah, my brain's not getting there either, but that is a horrible navigation vehicle.
Yeah, fixing that thing up and just overall making the controls better would be a welcomed addition.
Or just remaster it for the Switch. It's already in the right resolution. Might as well.
Yeah.
You ever played it, Nyarly?
No, I haven't.
Okay. It's honestly, the way I would describe Mass Effect is like Persona with shooting. I mean, it's got a lot of similar aspects to it. It just doesn't have the RPG elements the same. It's more of an RPG level up shooting system. It's a little more complicated than that, but it's pretty similar in the fact that you make a lot of choices. It's like an evolution of Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot of fun. I do enjoy it. It's a really good space game.
And everyone says the second one is the best. Yeah.
Exactly. The second quick topic: Nintendo is seeing a massive profit because of the current global situation and the release of Animal Crossing. It's really interesting.
I think Animal Crossing was going to take off either way, but I think this is only just... I think this is making it even more successful.
Oh, yeah. 100%. People stuck at home like, oh, I can escape to my Animal Crossing island.
Like, they inadvertently picked the best time to release that game.
Yeah. It's like setting records for sales.
Or it wasn't inadvertent. Maybe they planned the whole thing.
They might have released it earlier, but not really. I had that date planned for a while. Although the only thing that probably would have sold even more is if they had released a Pokemon game during this time. That probably would have killed it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, our main topic. We're on to the main topic already. Koei Tecmo and Atlas, I hope I pronounced that right, have all but confirmed that localization is still happening for Persona 5 Scramble, originally released on February 2nd, 2020 in Japan. Persona 5 Scramble is a true sequel, as far as story goes, to the Persona 5 Persona 5 Royal Timeline in the Persona series of games. Previous spin-offs for the Persona 5 franchise, because they make a franchise out of each major release in the Persona series, were including Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight and Persona Q2. They did not continue the story of Persona 5 with either of those games, technically. It was more of a side story. This game is expected to be a sequel as far as the storyline goes. So I find that interesting that they would take the fighting game and make that the continuation to the story.
Yeah, it's a completely different genre, right? It's supposed to be a hack and slash. So
yeah,
how does that work? That they why would they continue the story in a completely different genre? Because you might turn off a lot of the core player base.
That's never scared Atlas before.
Yeah, well, I guess that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I'd say it's more of an action RPG than a hack and slash because I've played I played a bit of the Japanese version. I also played the demo. Like, there are actually a lot of elements from Persona 5 that are in it.
That's good. I'll be honest, I've been avoiding playing anything of it just to not spoil it for myself, because I fully intend to embrace the fighting style of this game and just play it, because I'm going to buy it, so I might as well play it. and enjoy it. So I'm trying not to spoil it myself. But it's cool to hear that they're adding elements from the Persona 5 and Persona series to it. So is it pretty faithful to Dynasty Warriors then, or is it more similar to Persona?
Well, I mean, I'm not all that familiar with Dynasty Warriors, but I'd say if I were to compare it to anything, I'd say it's more similar to the Raito games.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Although Raito is a little more like Tales, like I guess it's more of an in-between of Raito and Dynasty Warriors.
Because that's what Koei Tecmo does a lot of their spin-offs in, is the Dynasty Warriors engine, essentially. Huh. As far as that goes, like, I mean, where are we sitting with Persona 5 Royal? Now that it's out, I know you did that video, should you go buy Persona 5 Royal? The current state of Persona 5 is we've just seen a release in the US of Persona 5 Royal, which released in Japan how long ago now? Was it 4 months ahead? Halloween?
So about 5 months.
Yeah, so people were expecting this to be released at the same time in Japan and the US. I knew that wasn't going to happen. There's no way you would release Persona 5 Royal and Persona 5 Scramble at the same time. It just wouldn't make any sense from a business standpoint. And the localization team has to get involved. But as far as that goes, what is the current state of Persona 5? Do you think it's still as popular as it was when it first came out in 2016?
Well, I mean, it has been getting more popular over the last few years, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because, like, most of the people I'm seeing, they're actually, like, going out and buying Royal. Most of them are already Persona fans, but I'm not hearing about that many people who are, like, new to the franchise, like, going out and buying Royal as their first Persona game. I mean, I think I think it's a good place to start for your first Persona or your first Megaton game. I'm just not seeing that many people do that.
Yeah, I would agree, because, like, Persona 5 has had so much fanfare for near on 4 years now, right? But people that, like, wanted to branch out and try a new franchise have probably already done so. Releasing it on the PS4 twice in 5 years, I think that might actually have hurt the sales of the Royal a little bit, to be totally honest with you.
Well, it also didn't help that it came out between, like, Animal Crossing and Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But it's on, like,
they should have held it for, like, the PS5.
I think well, if they had, like, done more enhancements to it, then I'd say yes, but as it is, I'd say no, because then if people, like, bought PS5s for Royal and it was like, and then they got what was basically Persona 5 but with a little more content, like same graphics and everything, I'd say they should have just kept it on PS4.
I agree with that sentiment. The biggest thing that they should have considered or should have done, and we don't know all the inner workings of the background and the business for this, the biggest way to expand the audience would have been to release it on the Switch. And I hate seeing, I had a PS4 and a Vita for the Persona reasons, right? If they would have put it on the Switch, as a Vita owner, I would have been mad, but I would have understood it. But at the same time, like, your audience is already on the PS4 and most of your audience has already purchased this game. There's going to be a lot less people willing to buy it again, but definitely all the core fans were going to buy it again.
Well, the thing a lot of people seem to forget about the original Persona 5 is that it also released on PS3.
Yes.
In fact, it was originally planned to only be on PS3, and I imagine that the reason they ported it to PS4 was because they were, like, when they started developing it, they were expecting the PS4 to be backwards compatible with the PS3, but then when it wasn't, that's when they decided to port it to the PS4.
Yeah, because the PS5 is supposed to have backwards compatibility with PS4.
Yeah. But, like, load times aside, the PS4 and PS3 versions of Persona 5 are pretty much identical. So,
yeah,
I imagine that this was like the remastered or enhanced version of Persona 5, but because Persona 5, like, it's just kind of awkward because Persona 5 was also ported to the PS4.
Yeah, it would have been a little strange, porting it to PS5 At least this early in the game. Like if they had waited and done like a 3, 4, 5 remaster on the PS5, that'd definitely get my attention. But I don't know if it would get everybody's attention. I think really the localization effort was reduced because the enhancement to the Persona 5 game itself wasn't as significant as people were expecting. I mean, there's definitely some more scripting there, but I don't think it should have taken them 6 months to localize a game that's essentially already localized with some added scripts.
Yeah, well, I mean, 5 months for Atlas West is actually pretty good. I mean, Strange Journey Redux, that was a re-release of a game that had already been translated. That took 7 months. Same with Catherine Full Body.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm still mad though that they never localized Catherine Full Body on the Vita.
Okay, put it this way. I mean, it's good for Atlas in 2019 and 2020. I mean, like, 7 years ago, Shin Megami Tensei 4, that only took like a month and a half.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Well, so localization effort, past, present, and future, right? We're talking, 1996 was the first localization of a Persona game into the U.S. with Revelations Persona. I don't know if you've played the original. I don't actually remember if I looked into that far on that, but it's a little dodgy to say the least, and I'm sure you're aware, but Will's not as aware.
Like you told me about it though.
Like, I mean, it's not even the fact that they like Americanized everything, because like, I mean, yeah, that's bad, but a lot of people also like that. I think what the worst thing about the original localization of Persona 1 is that they entirely cut out the Snow Queen quest.
Yep. Yeah, they cut out Elsa. Just kidding. I mean, I'm pretty positive I read up on this that some of the Snow Queen quest, like the backstory of the Snow Queen quest, is based on that backstory, which is been co-opted by Disney to create Frozen, but that there's like a legend of the Snow Queen or something like that. I don't remember all the details. It was a long time ago when I looked into it, but I think it's really interesting that they didn't give them the time to finish that localization properly and finish the Snow Queen quest. I know there's been a bunch of interviews on it, but it's the other half of that story, and most people in the U.S. didn't get that because the PSP re-release was, the supply was a lot lower than what it probably could have been had that been a brand new game on the PSP, and had it been, revamped a little more than it was.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, if you ask me, the definitive way to play Persona 1 is to, if you have a hacked PSP or if you're emulating, there's a fan patch that puts the original PS1 soundtrack in that version.
Yep.
So patch that and then play that version.
It's still not a complete, soundtrack edition, but it's way closer.
Yeah.
And that doesn't take anything away from, Shoji Meguro's soundtrack that he put into the remake, but it definitely...
He composes the soundtracks for both of them.
Right. He's been there the whole franchise, the whole time the franchise has been around. I'm just saying, like, his re-release soundtrack, it's not bad, it's just doesn't fit the theme.
Exactly.
So, do you think that Persona 5 will see a lot more spin-offs? I personally do, but I'm curious what you think.
I think maybe one. I think from now there's maybe one at most, at least before Shin Megami Tensei 5. But I think other than that one, I think we're pretty much done with Persona 5 spin-offs.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a fighting game where they did Persona 5 cross SMT5. That would be really interesting. Of course, it wouldn't be canon to either series, but it would be an interesting fighting game.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Blaze Blue situation where they had Persona characters in Blaze Blue.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool. It would definitely get more people interested in Shin Megami Tensei again.
Yeah, I think if we do get another... If we do get another Persona 5 spin-off, it's going to be Persona 5 Arena. But, like,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think if Atlas had more Persona 5 spin-offs planned, I think they would have announced them already.
Yeah.
I hear that they are, and they do this every time, and it just teases everybody. They put out these polls. They say, do you want to see Persona 3 or Persona 4 ported to this or that or this or that? Do you want to see a PC port? And then you never hear anything after the polls are done. And it's like, but I want that. How do you feel about the constant polls they put out to see if people want this on the Switch? It's like, yes, of course they do.
I mean, it's not going to do anything, but you can answer them.
And every time the news is like, ooh, Persona might be coming to the Switch.
Ooh, does this mean Persona? Like, no, they do this every year.
They do it every single year. I've had to tell people every time. It's like, they're like, ooh, I'm going to hold out for the Switch port. I'm like, it's not happening.
It's not happening anytime. I mean, I do think Persona 5 will get ported to the Switch at some point, but it's not going to be until after Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why would you cannibalize potential sales of Shin Megami Tensei 5 with Persona 5? It doesn't make sense. Which brings me to my final discussion point here. Atlas has been entirely silent about Shin Megami Tensei 5. When do you think we're actually going to see like some more footage, some more gameplay, and an actual release date?
Well, if it wasn't for you-know-what, I would say this year, but because of it, it's probably early next year.
You think so? Think we're that close?
Yeah. Yeah, like, I'd honestly say a Japanese release next year and probably a North American release in 2022.
That'll be like towards the end of the Switch's life cycle at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we might be seeing Switch 2, rumors by then.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, you never know, because, like, at least with their handhelds, Nintendo likes to keep them alive as long as they can. Like, they did it with the Game Boy Advance, they did it with the DS, they did it with the 3DS. Then again, I guess it depends on how you define the Switch.
True. Because the Switch they could have the new Nintendo Switch at some point, like they did with the 3DS.
I hate their naming conventions, it's so confusing.
It's garbage. Or like a Switch Pro where there'll be like some Pro enhanced games or like some Pro only games. Who knows? They don't want to cannibalize.
Yeah, well, Switch Pro makes sense, but it's going to be like the Switch XL.
A 32-inch screen in your pocket. What?
Oh, yeah. And then the next one will be the new Switch XL.
Yeah, we'll see. The other spin-off series I'm curious to see if they do anything with is the Q series. I wonder if they'll do a Persona Q3, and if so, it'll be interesting to see how they reinvent the wheel, especially since they could potentially start doing Entry and Odyssey games again on the Switch if they figure out how to do the because they got the map on the bottom, and it's a constant map on the bottom. Maybe they would have it in the bottom right corner to flip back and forth. I really don't know. I'd be curious to see how they do it.
I mean, if they were to do that, then you'd only be able to do that in portable mode.
True.
So, I mean, or I don't know, they could just make it so that the map generates itself. I mean, I always found that kind of a pain in the butt in the Q games.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I enjoy it, but I also, like you said, I'll go through half the map and realize, oh, I didn't trace anything.
Oh, and whatever you do, please don't make it a mobile game.
Right, yeah, no, don't do that. Oh, that would be even worse.
I mean, like, okay, like, if they were to make it a mobile game, if it's like one of those games you just buy and then you play it, then that'd be fine, but, this is 2020 and they're not going to do that. Maybe we got Nintendo.
Yeah, I believe you understand Sega's current position on mobiles and how they handle that, so... And since Sega drives the business of Atlas, they're definitely following that same suit if they do it. So I would hopefully that they stay away from it. I would hope that. Anyway, I am excited to see this game come to the US. It's coming to the Switch, so it'll satisfy some of the, Smash players that were like, I want a game with Joker on the Switch. And
you got Catherine Full Body. You got Scramble.
I'm getting that one too, but
and you got Smash.
Yes. But if they want specifically Joker in a video game starring Joker, then this will be the first one to come to Switch.
Yes.
Even though they already have Joker on 3DS. Nobody bought that game. I've heard that game sold so poorly. They've already reduced it. I'm sad about that because the Q games are a lot of fun. I mean, they boil every character down to like the lowest common denominator as far as depth goes. But they're actually kind of fun. I actually enjoyed them, but I can understand.
But that's what happens when you release a 3DS game in 2019.
Yes. That is true. But anyways, did you have any other thoughts you wanted to throw in on Persona 5 Scramble or Shin Megami Tensei?
Not really.
about you, Will? Anything?
No, I mean, I'm looking forward for both of them, but I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the series yet. If they release it to a system action it can play it on, then yes, I will be a fan.
Right. Cool. Well,
Mhm.
as always, and I didn't tell you how to sign off, so we'll just see how this goes. As always, I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
I'm Nyarly.
And we will see you
On the next CHRILLCAST. Bye, guys.
Yep.